Yeah, my name is Swamy Naidu. I'm teaching UI technologies from past 12 years. I'm handling React, Angular, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, and Node.js. These technologies I'm in this demonstration class. What is React.js and what are the advantages, what are the features of React.js we have? So we are going to discuss. Okay, so just let me open one editor. React.js. So React.js, both are same. Okay. What is React.js? It is client side script to implement dynamic websites. So React.js is nothing but an open source client side script. We are using React.js to implement the dynamic websites. For the reason to implement the dynamic websites. First of all, what is client side script and what is server side script that we will discuss. Before that, one more point. It is library of JavaScript. So what is the meaning of this? I will discuss later. First, we are discussing. So what is client side script exactly? Okay. Now, if we take any website, every website contains two pages. Okay. So every website contains two pages. One is design, next one coding. So in design phase, we are creating user interfaces. In design phase, we are creating user interface. Further, we are using technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, like that. Means web designers company, they are creating the screens. For example, if you open Google, so it displays one page. Okay, when you enter the google.com on text box button, that is user interface. If you open facebook.com, it displays that username, response, password, response with the button. Like that, some design it contains. That is user interface. Right? Okay. So to create this, it means a complete designing. Okay, complete designing part. So for this designing, HTML, CSS we are using. HTML provides web controls like text box, button, reader button, etc. CSS contains styles like color, background color, etc. So these type of styles we can apply using CSS. Now come to the coding. This coding, two types of scriptings. Okay, we are using. One is client side script. Next one is server side. Like this, in coding point of we have two types of scriptings. First one is client side script. Second one is server side script. Yes. So where client side script executes. Yes, it executes in browser. Server side script executes where? In web server. A small diagram I will show you. Now see, assume that this is one web server. It may be a Facebook server or Google or YouTube, etc. So here they're providing number of web pages like that. Many web pages they're creating there. Okay. Now in your system, you enter the URL address of this web server. Then request is going to the server and that response is coming back to the browser. Now this is the first page which is downloading into your browser. In this page, okay, they may use technologies like client side or server side. Okay. Now here they are using client side as well as server side script. So assume that this is client side code and this is server side code. Now at the time of this downloading the web page, at the time of downloading the web page, what the client side script that web page contains, that code is downloading into your browser. So we are using browsers like Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Chrome, etc. These browsers we are using. So that original code downloads into your browser and executes in your browser. Okay. So who is using browser? Client. Client means who is client? The person who is accessing the application. The person who is accessing the application. So that person we are calling as client. Yes. So client is using different types of browsers like Chrome, Internet Explorer, etc. When he's downloading any web page from the server, in the web page, what is the client side script programmer implemented? That code is downloading into the client system and executes in client's machine. And server side script, if you take, for example, here, if you take Java, JSP, servlets, or PHP, Node.js, all this comes under server side scripts. These scripts execute in web server, not in the client system, in server machine only. Only result is downloading into the client system. So that is the difference between client side script and server side script. The client side script executes where the client system, server side script executes in web server. So that client side script first downloading into the client system. So it is available server only when we are accessing that web page. So that time it is downloading into our system. The person accessing that web page in that system, in that person system, it is downloading and executes there. Is it clear? Yes. So that is the concept of client side script. Is it clear? Yes. So that's why
Yeah,
if you open, yeah, any question? Yeah. So if you open any website, for example, here, I'm going to open google.com. Now I am the client of Google website. Okay. So I'm accessing this one. Now if I right click in my browser, okay, here source is available, view page source. Now this is the code, client side code of Google website. Okay. First it is downloaded into my browser, my system, and executed. Okay. Like that, every website client side script executes where in client system. So now here, if anybody asks you what is client side script, the script executes client system. We can call as client side. So which executes in client system using browser. Okay. So client means once again here the person who is accessing your website, that person we are calling as client. So generally, we are feeling client means the person who is paying the money for the project development. That client is different. Okay. So we are talking about website accessing point of view. The person who is accessing the website, that person we are calling as client. Okay. You, I, and all persons who are accessing Google. So we comes under the clients of Google. Like if we are accessing Facebook, we comes under the clients of Facebook. Now, what are the technologies we are using to implement the client-side code? Okay, now here JavaScript. Okay, and next level technologies JavaScript like React, Angular, okay, jQuery, Vanilla JS, Backbone JS, like that. Different types of technologies we have to work with this client-side code. Next one, server-side script. Okay, what is that? So executes in web server and okay, executes in web server and sends a result to client system. So this code executes in web server. The result is sending to the client system. For example, here a PHP or ASP, Node.js, all these technologies comes under server-side scripts. Like that, we have these two types of scripts. One is client-side script, another one is server-side script. Is this clear? Yes. Now, what is react.js? It is an open source client-side scripting language to implement dynamic websites. Yes, react.js is an open source client-side script to implement the dynamic websites. Is this clear? Now, the question is, which type of concepts we can develop using client-side scripts? In websites, why we are using client-side scripts? So this is very, very important. So now here, yeah, generally, if you take client-side, we are using client-side scripts. First reason, to apply dynamic functionalities on HTML. That's the first reason why we are. What is that? To apply dynamic functionalities on HTML. Yes, once again, see this. We are using this client-side script for what? To apply dynamic functionalities on HTML. See, HTML provides many tags to display the controls and browser like text box, button, radio button, etc., image, etc. All these controls are static controls. Static and dynamic. What the difference between these two? Static means, okay, what are the properties we are applying at the time of designing the web page? With those properties, it is loading into the browser. That is static. Once it is loaded, we can't change those properties. We can't change the properties. That is static website. Dynamic means what is that? Once you loaded that control in browser, we are able to change the properties in browser. Means at runtime, we can change the properties. That's the meaning of dynamic. Okay, once the application is loaded, later we can change the properties. That meaning we are calling as that is nothing but dynamic. But by default, HTML is static. It is not dynamic. Okay, now you want to convert it as dynamic, then we can use the client-side scripts. For more clarity, I will show you one example. Okay? I am creating one new HTML file. Save this file on the desktop. Demo.html. So here, don't try to understand the code. Just see the result of this. So what the file I have taken here, demo.html. Now, somewhere it is created. This demo one. Where is the this is the demo.html. Now, generally in your system, it displays, okay, here for me, it displays edit plus icon, but in your system, it displays browser icon. Wanted like change this icon for another purpose. Anyhow, right click on this and open with Chrome. Now it is open in Chrome. Nothing is there in this website. Okay, means in this HTML page. So that's why empty page is loaded. Now in my browser, I have one image, smile.png. That image I want to display here. Now just img tag we are using. Okay, I will give you introduction of some HTML tags also. Okay, first of all, I am img source is equal to what the file we are planning to display, smile.png. Width is equal to 100 pixels. Now here, if you observe this, image control I am placing with two properties. One is src, another one is width. So what is src? Smile.png. Smile or smile one. This smile.png. Okay. That source I have given and width of this is 100 pixels. Already browser is open. Just refresh. We are getting this. Now it is loaded in browser. This is runtime. Now my question is runtime. Runtime. I want to change this source or I want to increase the width. Is it possible? It is not possible because here HTML is static. Okay, what are the properties we given at design time loaded with those properties? Is loaded with those properties. So once it is loaded, later you want to change the properties, not possible. Then what is the solution for that? So for example, if user click on the control, so current source smile, I want to change to another image. Then how can I provide that option? So that time we are taking the support of client-side scripting languages. It may be JavaScript or next level technology of JavaScript like React, Angular, etc. Now I will show you that in my system I have another image, what that orange.jp, that image is there. If user click on this, I want to change smile.png as orange.jp. So current property is smile.png that I want to change as orange.jp. Now we are using some code here. Don't try to understand this. Okay. On click is equal to JavaScript folder. Search. Okay. It's a given line. Is clear? On click is equal to, so source is equal to what, that orange dot. Now save this and refresh. If I click on this one, it is changed. Means I am able to change the source property of image. Okay, at runtime. Runtime is after loaded into browser. Once the application is loaded, so that we are calling as runtime. Yes, like that, not only source, any property we can change. Any property. For example, I want to increase the width here. Okay, then here just something a statement I'm writing here. Don't try to understand this. Everything we'll discuss with our react.js. Now we increase the width also. Now 100 is changing to 200 pixels. Yes, so this is the concept of dynamic changing. Okay, changing the properties dynamically means at runtime. Okay. So in that point of view, taking the support of client-side technology. That's the first thing. Is it clear? Yes. So in interview, definitely they will ask you these questions. Okay. Why we are using client-side scripts in the website? Because react.js, if you learn this react.js, you are you will become as client-side programmer. First of all, what is client-side script? Yeah, the script executes in browser, which is execute in browser. We are calling it as client-side script. Yes. Now the next thing is, okay, what we can do with client-side scripts. First point, to apply dynamic functionalities on the HTML content. Second point, to validate input controls. Yes. So input controls are nothing but text boxes. For example, registration page, username text box, password text box, like that we are placing many controls, right? We want to validate these controls. Then also we take the support of client side. Is it clear? Yes. Third one, to work with Ajax. Ajax is very important. Okay. We will discuss the concepts of Ajax. Ajax we are using to send a request to the server without submitting the current web page. That point of we are using Ajax. Okay, to send a request to the server without submitting the current web page. Now I will explain to you how to work with this Ajax everything. So if you take cricket live website, getting the score, okay, for every 1 second or 2 seconds, that time it is working based on Ajax. And share market website, okay, share information, the price is updating for every regular intervals of time period. So that time, so the data is coming from server to browser updated data, that is working based on Ajax. Like that, Google Maps working based on Ajax. So in many locations, we're taking the support of Ajax. Ajax is very, very important. So to work with Ajax, we are using this kind of systems. Next one. To execute logics. See, client-side technologies executes where in browser or server. Yes, those technologies execute in browser. So here, the execution of client-side script is very faster than server-side script. For example, in bank websites, if you observe, my calculation is there. So in bank websites, if you enter the principal amount, loan amount, okay, and uh, tenure, loan tenure, so 3 years or 4 years, okay, once you enter, when you click on the EMI, so it displays that calculation, how much money you have to pay for every month, that calculation. So based on the loan amount and tenure and rate of interest, they are finding that EMI amount every month. Okay, how much you have to pay. So that logic, if you take that logic, can implement using client-side script or using server-side script also. But what the benefit if you implement using client-side script? So when user click on the calculation button, okay, after enter the details like loan amount and the tenure, everything, when he click on the calculation button, so that logic executes in his system, immediately can see the result. In case the same logic if you implement with the server-side script, when user click on the calculate button, the request is coming to the server, there the code is executing and the response is coming back to the browser. For this request and response process, it takes some time. Got it? So that's why most of the logics, okay, most of the logics were executing through client side. Is it clear? Most of the logics were executing through client side. That's the reason. Is it clear? So that is the
Yes.
main. So execution of client side script. Okay. So execution of client side script is very, very faster than server side scripts. So due to that reason, 70% is logics in the websites we are building with client-side technologies. Now you can ask me one question, sir. What is the purpose of server-side script then? Okay. So we are doing everything with client-side technologies. Then why we are using server-side scripts? Yeah, server-side scripts we are using to establish a connection with the database of the website. So website database is presented in server mission. It is not available in client system, right? So to connect with the database, compulsory server-side technologies are required, like Node or PHP or ASP.NET or JSP servlets. Like there's some technologies are available, and also to work with the tokens sessions in that point of view in websites they're using server-side technologies. So server-side programmers working on these technologies as a UI developer. So we are working with these concepts like dynamic functionalities and HTML controls, mainly Ajax, and browser manipulations. Okay, in browser, so controls you want to manipulate means you want to change the properties of controls like that. Validations point of view. So, and moreover, to execute logics in browser. At that point of view, this client-side scripting languages. Yes. So that is about client-side and server-side script. Now, if you come to this React.js, actually, who implemented this React.js?
Facebook.
Yeah, in Facebook, actually, Jordan Walkie, Mr. Jordan Walkie implemented this React.js. Okay. Yes. So here initially, Jordan Walkie implemented in the year 2013. Actually, what is the reason behind this implementation? Why he implemented this REACTJS? Yes, the reason is nothing but he wanted to work with chart option of Facebook. Okay, so to implement some concepts in Facebook chart concept. Okay, so he developed this REACTJS with the other members of Facebook. Okay, and released this 1.0 in year 2013. Okay, later they released this technology as okay, so free source. Then other websites, other programmers also started working with this REACTJS, and in many websites like Instagram, Apple, Flipkart, like that, all these websites, Netflix, working based on this REACTJS only, and maintained by Facebook Corporation. Okay, so that's the basic information about this React and what is client-side script. Now, in this area, okay, any questions, any differences we have? I mean, sorry, any doubts we have, you can ask. Till now, we discussed what is client-side script. Okay, what we can do with the client-side script. So these points we discussed. Any doubts we have in this, you can ask. Okay. If you don't have any question, then I will go for the next topic. We'll go to the next topic. Okay, fine. Now, what are the features of React.js? Okay. So compare with JavaScript. What behind this React.js? What are the features? Now, if you take React.js, first one, so it supports data binding concept. Yeah. So this concept is not there in JavaScript. Okay. React supports data binding concept. Same concept we have in Angular also. Okay. Angular also supports data binding. What is data binding? A small information, means brief idea I will give you. So later we'll discuss the programs, everything. We are creating variables at the time of application development. We are creating variables at the time of application development. Okay. For example, I am creating one variable and value serial number, name of the variable box. Yes. Now this is one text box. Now how can I display this variable value on the text box? For that, we are creating a logic. One function, that function we are writing some statements. If you take in JavaScript, we are using document.get element by ID like that. And that logic displays the result test box. Like that, that variable we are displaying on the test box. Now, my question is, this variable value is updated from 100 to 200 through another function or from other location, it is updated. Now, immediately will it update in this text box without execution of re-execution of this code? Huh? No. Again, you need to re-execute this code. Okay, then only that 100 will update as 200. Okay, like that here, every time if the data of variable is modified, means if the value of the variable is modified, you need to execute this code to get the updates on the binded control. Okay, we are creating many variables, and to display the values of the variables on the controls, we are creating many functions. So every time we want to call these functions based on the updates, it is somewhat hectic process to the programmer. Okay, so for example, database records I'm displaying on the browser using React.js, and I am performing delete update functionalities on each and every record. Every time when you delete and modify the values, every time you want to call the function, it is somewhat a big process for you. So for that, these technologies, okay, if you take React Angular, these technologies providing one concept, that is data binding. What is the purpose of this concept? Nothing is there. directly we are linking this variable with the HTML control. Okay. So we are linking the variable with the text box or any other control like table, etc. So what is the purpose of this linking? So here, what are the modifications we are doing on this variable? Automatically those modifications will affect on the HTML control. That control means without execution of any logic, any code. So data binding is providing so some syntax, okay, to bind data. Data means nothing but variable, to bind the data on the HTML control. Okay, this is very, very advantage and reduces number of lines coding. Okay, at the time of displaying the variable value on the control, and automatically it is getting the updates of the variable on the control. That is the concept of data binding. Is it clear? So there are two types of data bindings we have: one-way data binding, two-way data binding. So that time we are discussing about life cycle hooks also. Okay, use state, use reducer, use effect, like the different types of hooks are there in this React.js. Everything we will cover that time. Okay, just what is data binding? So that overview idea I have given. Okay, next one supports many validators. So different types of validators, predefined, pre-implemented validators are available. It is supporting those all validators. You need not write the conditions and all. Okay. Yes. So pre-implemented validators are available directly. You can use those validators. Okay. That is the second point. Next one supports in JavaScript. If you take JavaScript, in JavaScript, we are writing the logics, everything for the validations. Okay. But in this React.js, okay, so validators, many validators are available. We can directly apply. Next one supports. Uh, 1 second. So first of all, I will discuss with single page application. We are also calling it as support single page application. So we are also calling it as routing concept.
So one
See,
question.
yeah,
Yeah, for the validators you saw, right? So so you said like the very many validators support. So how do you like, do we need to import some libraries in the page so
yes,
that it
yes.
will, okay.
Libraries are available. So
Okay,
those libraries are available. Those exportable libraries we are importing from our files.
gotcha.
Yeah. So see, for example, I told you single page application. For this also library is available. React-router-DOM. Okay, that library. So everything is available in the form of libraries. Okay, we are importing those libraries. Then we can use the functionalities of that library. Okay, I will explain you how to import. Okay, and how to create our own modules and how to export those modules. Everything we'll discuss. Now, yeah, why React Angular popular? Because of these two reasons. One is data binding, other one is single page application. What do you think about single page application? Anyone? What do you think about the single page application? Hmm?
It's like a one single main page only has loaded into the client browser.
Ah, so I think you mean okay, entire website contains only one web page, right?
Not exactly, maybe like may have some reference or something like that, but only the main page might be
Ah,
loaded or something.
yes,
No.
almost correct. I will show you one diagram about this. Okay, see this. Some people what they're thinking, so entire website contains only one page. That is not correct. Okay, so according to his answers, so it is very similar. So one main page is there we are calling the references of other web pages. Okay, and before that, see, for example, you're developing one website. Every website contains different pages, many pages, right? So for example, this is home page. Okay. Yes. Next one. This is about 1 second. This is about and like that contact etc. Like that we have these pages. This is contact. Some X user sending a request to the server. Then first home page is downloading. Programmer displays hyperlinks, okay, to open the about us page as well as contact us. As generally we are seeing these hyperlinks, right? If user click on the contact us, one request is coming to the server. That page is loading in the browser. If we user click on the about us, one request is coming to the server. That page is loading in the browser. Because all pages reside in server machine. Okay, so one by one page is serving to the client. Okay, so that is the traditional procedure. Now, what is single page application? So we are also calling it as routing concept. Okay, router object we are creating. The main purpose is all these pages. Okay, we are holding as one object. That object name is nothing but router object. Yes, all these pages we are holding as one object. That name is nothing but a router object. Now, if user send the first request, and this object is loading into the client system and storing in browser cache memory location. In that object, what the pages we have? Home, about us, contact us. All these templates are loading into the client system. Next time, if user click on about us, no need to go to the server to pick that page because already it is there in client system. So from there, it is loading directly. Contact us, it is loading from here. Means only one browser user is opening. So in that browser only, the old page content is erasing and the new page content it displays here. It is not refreshing the browser again and again. It is not reloading the browser again and again because we are not connecting with the server from second request onwards. Means which browser is open, in that browser only we are displaying the contents of next pages. That is the concept of single page application. So it reduces the network traffic because we are not sending the request to the server to access the templates of about us and contact us and other pages. All these are loading into the browser initially and storing in cache memory location. When you call this, that time the template is displaying on the browser. Okay, so reduces the network traffic and increases the performance of application because not only you, many users, okay, many users are trying to connect with the website. So that time here, so number of hits, okay, sending to the server. So that's why here, if you work with a single page application, so those hits count is reducing and the application is performance is very fast. Okay.
So question.
In,
So
one point. Instead of going to the server and picking the page, if it is already available in the browser, immediately you can get that page. Yes or no? Yes. So that is
yes.
the main advantage. Yes. Now you can ask me.
So basically for all the pages, right? So it's not about what you listed. So whatever this HTML or all the sub pages, it will be loaded on the client side cache at the time of first time loading the page, right?
Yeah. Your
Or
question is that time will it take some time to load first time? Okay.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So for that one concept is there, that is lazy loading concept.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So his point is you're loading, for example, website contains 50 pages, 50 templates. So at the time of first time loading, if it is carrying the all 50 templates, okay, it increases the burden on that request and it takes some time to display the page to load the website. Okay, his question is that one. So for that one concept they introduced, that is lazy loading. With the concept of routing, if you use the lazy loading, you won't get that problem, that issue. Is it
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
clear, sir.
I,
And
I will explain you how to work with that lazy loading and all. Your point is valid point.
yeah,
But
and
to
so
overcome that lazy
yeah.
loading we are using. Yeah, tell me.
Just out of curiosity,
Ask.
so let's say we load this one, and while executing this page, let's say we try to clear the cache or something from the
Huh?
browser. Uh, if you
Huh.
try to clear the cache or something of the browser session, in that case,
Yeah, it
what
will
will happen?
erase.
It will
Erase,
raise
it
and
will
it'll do the,
erase.
yeah, it will raise and make a new request to get all the content again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, you need to send the request. Once you clear the cache, okay, then what happens? Not only the uh, complete cache memory will clear, not only these templates. So even if you store any cookies and all, those are also will clear, right?
Yeah.
Then again, you need to send the request. So it is checking whether the page is available in the client system or not. If not, then it is going to the server and again it is picking that. Okay. Yes. That mechanism is there internally. Okay. So only for this routing concept, I will take 8 to 9 sessions. Okay. So there only we are discussing different types of hooks are there, like use callback, use memo, okay, use navigate. Okay, like that many hooks are there. How to navigate from one page to another page, how to pass the parameters at the time of navigation. For example, shopping cart applications, if you take, if you click on any product, more info button, in next page, the information, complete information of that product it displays. So like that, you have 100 products. Okay. So you have to display the information, complete information on 100 products. That time you don't create 100 separate pages, right? Only single page you are using to display each and every product, complete information. That time we are passing the parameters of the selected product. Okay. So in that point of we are using use params lifecycle hook. Next one, guards, router guards concept is there. I want to display my web pages only for the authenticated users, not for anonymous users. Okay, how to restrict that one? So those are all concepts we're discussing with this single page application. Is it clear? Yes. Yeah. So this is very, very important for us. Okay. Even Angular also supports the single page application, not only React.js. Got it? Yes. Now supports JSX format. Yes. So it is not supporting by Angular and JavaScript. Only React supports JSX format. What is JSX? JavaScript XML. Full form is JavaScript XML. It is nothing but we can combine HTML with JavaScript. So generally what happens if I place the HTML code inside a JavaScript, it returns the error, it displays the error message. Okay. If you write the HTML inside the JavaScript, it displays the error message. But using JSX format, we can combine the HTML with JavaScript. Means no need to write HTML and JavaScript in separate pages and call that HTML from JavaScript to display the result of that code. So this entire headache is not there. So once the code executed, that output you want to display on the HTML control, it may be table or somewhere else. Then that control also you can directly place inside that code. That is the advantage of the JSX. I will show you how to create the JSX format, how to combine these controls, everything. So Angular is not supporting this, only React support JSX. Now, very, very important point, okay, supports virtual DOM. Yes. See, this is not there in Angular. Okay. Only React supports this one. One straight point you can say React application is a bit faster than Angular because of this virtual DOM. At the time of updating, the control properties, okay. So React is a bit faster than Angular. So bit means it is like in milliseconds point of view. Yes. So what are the benefit of this virtual DOM? I will show you one small diagram. I will show you. Okay, then you will get clarity. Later in detail we'll discuss. For example, you are creating one HTML page. So in this page, you are taking types of controls you are taking here. So once you load this page, first what is happening? Initially, one object is creating in RAM. Okay. So that object hold this image, input, paragraph, everything. These are the objects in RAM. So this object we are calling as real DOM. What is that? Real DOM. Later, the result is coming in the browser. Okay. Yes. And it displays image and one text box and paragraph like that. If I change the source of this image or if I change any property of the text box, then those updates will affect on this real DOM. So here I have 100 controls in this page. Assume that I have 100 controls. I modified one image. So then what happens in DOM? Entire DOM is recreating. It is not updating that single control here. Okay. Entire DOM is recreating at the time of recreation. So the updates are getting into this memory location. Means if you change a single control property, if you update single control, so here entire DOM is reloading. Like that every time what is happening, the DOM is reloading again and again if you change any control of this browser. So that is somewhat time-taking process. That's why this in React, they introduced one virtual object for us. That is nothing but virtual DOM. What is that virtual DOM? It is very similar to the real DOM. It is very similar to the real DOM. But what the difference here? If you do any modifications, first this virtual DOM is identifying those modifications and it is updating here first. Only the patchwork it is updating in the real DOM. Instead of recreating the DOM again and again, only those modifications it is applying on this real DOM. So that's why, so the performance is faster once you update any control in the browser if you compare with other technologies. If you take Angular and with pure JavaScript, okay, we don't have this virtual DOM. So everything is working based on real DOM. Every time it is recreating. So if you do any modifications in these controls. Okay, so that is very big advantage for us. I will show you practically how it is working, what the mechanism of this everything. Okay, so next one, React Native. We can use to implement, okay, cross mobile applications. Yeah. So I told you React.js we are using to implement web applications. Not only web applications, we can also develop mobile applications. Nowadays, mobile apps, to implement the mobile apps in many companies, they are using React Native. Yes. So first of all, React is for coding. React is for logic building. Okay, that is client-side logic building. And if you take websites, to display the controls, we are using HTML. Again, websites point of view, to create the screens, web pages, we are using HTML, and coding is React. Mobile point of view, to create the mobile screens, native technology is there. Okay, that we are using, but coding is React coding. To understand? So here in mobile, those screens, okay, activities you want to create. Okay, so for that we are using the native support, but coding is React coding only. And moreover, it is cross mobile application. What is the meaning of cross mobile application? For example, if you develop any app using Android, it is not supporting iPhone and Windows Mobile, etc. If you develop any app by using Xamarin Technologies, there it supports Windows, but not supporting iPhone and etc. Okay, means we have to build different applications to run in different mobiles. That is very costly procedure. But if you take some technologies like PhoneGap, React Native, okay, etc., these technologies supports any type of mobile, Android phones, iPhone, and Microsoft phone, like that. All these mobiles it supports. That is the meaning of cross mobile development. Okay, so this is one more advantage we have in this React JS. If you know React JS, okay, by learning this native technology, you can easily build the mobile applications also. This part we don't cover in our classes. We are developing the websites. We are covering how to develop the websites, not mobile applications. Once you clear with the React coding, okay, then you can extend your skills to that React Native also. Okay. Next one supports Redux. Okay. Yeah, Redux is state container. Okay, state management point of we are using Redux. State management means nothing is there. You want to transfer the data from one page to another page in the website. That time we are using state management concept. And whenever the data is modified, auto updates you want to get, then also we are using this Redux. So what is Redux and how to work with the Redux? We will discuss some programs based on this result. Redux, like shopping cart application, these apps we are creating with the Redux. That time we will get the clarity. So till then, remember, React provides direct package to work with the Redux concept. Okay. So React-Redux is one package available. So directly we can use this Redux. The main reason to use Redux is state management of website. Generally, cookies, local storage, session storage, these type of state management objects we have to transfer the data of one page to another page in the website. Then why should we use Redux? Yes, Redux is more comfort than these objects and providing more features than this object. Okay. So cookie sessions, if they compare with them, Redux is providing many more features. So I will discuss later how to work with this Redux and all. Now supports many services. Services we are using in functional point of view. So many built-in services are available. It reduces our logics implementation. Okay. So here, for example, you want to work with Ajax. In JavaScript, we need to write some lines of coding. But in this React.js, one predefined service is available directly we can use. Like that here to work with the cookies and to work with the many concepts, number of services are available. I will explain you what the services we have and all. Okay. And finally, simple coding is very, very simple than JavaScript. Okay. So earlier programmers used to work with JavaScript. Okay. Now they are migrating to React.js because compared with the JavaScript, it is providing more features, all these features, and coding is also very, very simple. For example, in JavaScript, you want to display any variable value on the HTML control. We are using document.get element by ID, these type of functions. But in React.js, data binding is there for that. Okay, like that, everything is simplified. Everything is simplified. So these are the main features we have in this React.js. Okay. So we need to discuss all these concepts along with the components, how to get the function components, how to get the class components. Like that, we have component section. What is component? I will discuss later. These are the main features of React.js. Okay. Now, what are the prerequisites to learn this React.js? Yes, JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript is very, very important for us. Once you know JavaScript, then only you can access the libraries of React.js. Okay. So that's why in this session, first I will discuss the JavaScript concepts. In JavaScript, many concepts we have like closures, hoisting, okay, callbacks, asynchronous programming, Ajax, promise object, currying, like that, symbol, data types, different types of concepts are there. So we need to cover all these concepts first. After that, we are starting the React.js concepts. Because inside the JavaScript program, we are using the React library for more support and simple coding. So that's why we should know JavaScript. Around 20 sessions I'm taking for JavaScript. Okay. After that, we are starting the React.js. Total course duration is around 70 days. 70. Okay. 70 sessions, 65 to 70 sessions we are spending here. Okay. Not 45 sessions. around 65 to 70 sessions.
So
You
what is
see,
the duration? Is it 1 hour or
1 hour per a day, 6 days a week. Okay, 8 to 9.
8 to 9?
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, this is fixed time, 8 to 9
Okay.
IST. Okay. Yes. So once JavaScript is completed, then we are starting the React concepts. At the time of discussion of React, we will discuss how to connect with the database by using API services, Node API, Java API, like that, and how to fetch the data from database and display on the browser, how to work with the cloud operations. Next one, how to use Booster in our application, how to create the functional components as well class components, life cycle hooks, routing concept. Okay, everything we are covering here. Okay, yes, and along with that, interview questions also we will discuss many interview questions related to both JavaScript and React.js. Okay,
Do you
so
do you
this is the pattern which I am going to this. Yeah, then
do you cover like the token for the logging, the how to manage those
yeah,
things?
login, logout. Okay,
Okay.
and server side token accessing. Okay, headers how to pass along with that API payload. Okay,
Okay.
yes. Endpoints, how to access. But I will discuss with Node.js. If you know Java.NET, you can replace that node coding with Java.NET. The way
Okay.
of calling and the way of passing the payload, everything we'll discuss. Okay, network tab, how it is passing everything, I will show you. Okay,
So you said 6 days, right? So it's only Sunday is excluded or
yeah, Sunday is
oh,
holiday.
okay.
Sometimes, if possible to you, I will take Sunday also if it is okay to everyone. Otherwise, I don't take. Okay, if anyone is upset, 1 or 2 sessions, I will plan Sunday if possible to everyone. Okay, so that is later we'll discuss 6 days a week. Okay,
Yeah. I will get
yeah,
this live recordings, right?
recordings. Yeah, recordings I will give you. Day-wise recording I will upload into Drive and notes that day programs. Okay, and recording session every day I will upload into Drive. You can download from Drive. You can access it from Drive. Okay. Yes. So these are a pattern which we are following. Okay. So these are the basic points. Okay. And in next class, we will discuss the next thing, like what are the differences between these complete differences, JavaScript and React. And the next one, how to start the programming. Before that, one day I will spend with HTML because we are creating the registration login, these concepts. So that time we are working with the HTML, div, span, these type of controls. So what is div? What is when? Because if you take any program, React program, for example, here you can see this. Yeah, for example, if you take this one. Okay, so very beginning program only I'm taking now. For example, in this program. See here, we have this div input like that. So we are using this type of some controls in our uh, class discussion, programs discussion. So by that time, you should not get confusion what is div, what is input, okay, like that. So for that, one day I'm spending with HTML. After that, we are starting JavaScript. Around 20 days, we are spending with the JavaScript. Okay. Now one file. Okay. Now we can see. Yeah, these are the all concepts we're discussing in JavaScript. Okay, declarations, variables, events. Okay, dynamic events, ECMAScript concepts, hosting, array functions. Next one, object, very important. How to work with the JSON object. Because with the API services, we are working with JSON object. and object destructuring, nested object, bomb objects, window document, like that. All these the concepts we are covering in JavaScript. Okay. Yes, oops, promise, ajax, call, apply, bind. Okay, inheritance concept like that. Event bubbling, event trickling, event loop, exception handling. Okay, clauses, rest, spread operators. So compulsory questions. What is the difference between rest and spread? And local storage, session storage, protocols, state management. All these are the JavaScript concepts. After that, we are discussing the React.js. So these are the React.js concepts what we are going to discuss here. Yes, we are covering all these topics. This content is available that DurgaSoft website. You can download it. Okay, these are the things we are discussing here. Okay, yes, fine. In tomorrow class, we'll discuss the remaining concepts. Okay, one by one we'll start. So I hope you don't have any doubts. Any questions you want to ask? Hmm? No. Then fine. So I'm switching off the session for today. See you tomorrow. Thank you.